Hello guys, today is January 5, Wednesday. So we'll see the Hindu editorial for today. Hope you have seen all the previous episodes because everything is done only for your UPSC exam. Okay, it will be more relevant for UPSC exam because other exams need more kind of GK things and other English vocabulary and all those things. But UPSC needs the content for GS1, GS2, GS3 and for prelims and for interview. That is what we are trying to cover. Okay, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe and please be available on my WhatsApp. Okay, because if you are not on my WhatsApp, you will not get daily updates on the different videos and materials. And again, Telegram, Instagram, all those things are also open. So please see to it that you are available there as well. So first itself, we'll see the agenda for today, like what are the different articles. Okay. So always, in a weekday, Monday to Friday, at least 7 to 8 or maybe 9 articles will come in 2 pages in editorial. So here, if you see this left side, we'll start with. So this one, if you see inadequate response, this is actually a continuation of something we discussed already in the month of November, also in editorial, that the EWS category for which now reservations are there and the cutoff marks, everything was very low for EWS in the first exam when it happened for the first time, 2018 or 19, I think. So when it happened, the cutoff for EWS was lower than even the ST community. So the Supreme Court had asked the center to explain like how is the reservation decided, like because 8 lakh rupee income and then some agriculture land and some criteria was there. So on what basis this was decided and how come it is comparable to others, because EWS is a economic weaker section, but the OBC, SC, ST are socially and economic both weaker section. So that is why you should have a proper criteria and you should explain to the court like how did you decide this category. Okay, so now government gave that it is like some explanation. Okay, it like something they gave, but it was not satisfactory. Okay, whatever explanation they gave, it was not satisfactory. So now the apex court is seeking more clarity on the criteria adopted by the government committee to set the income limit for identifying the EWS. So that they are just asking it. There is no other solution out of this article. Government gave something and the court is not happy, and court is again asking them to explain it in detail. Okay, so that is what has happened in this article. So there is nothing much to discuss. Now second one, if you see the transition in peril. Okay, this is actually Sudan. Okay, in Sudan, a lot of military crisis and all those things happen because the president, the prime minister, these things keep changing. Okay, once military will take over, then they will appoint some prime minister, then the people will not like it, then again they have to dismiss. So like that, it's going on and on. So there is nothing much to discuss in this article. Also, we have already discussed Sudan issue again in November, I think, in one of the editorial. So here they're just telling that now whoever is appointed by the military, people have rejected them also, him also, and he is also now stepped down. Now the military don't know whom to appoint as prime minister. Okay, because whoever they appoint, okay, because there is, like we have Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Parliament and all, they also have something called Legislative Council and there is a Sovereignty Council. So now the Legislative Council was never formed because the government itself was never formed. Sovereignty Council was recently dismissed also because of the issues. So they don't have the setup also to select a new prime minister. Okay, so that is why that problem is still continuing. Okay, so UN, United Nations, everybody are telling there is a humanitarian crisis, there is a inflation issue, everything, the country is totally in crisis. Okay, else there is no takeaway from this. Okay, now the next one is an important article, the NGO. We yesterday also discussed. Yesterday's article was a little different because that is like telling government should work with NGO and private sector for the overall development of the country. But here it is the opposite one, where NGO is having funding issue, regulation issue. The present government is rejecting the applications of many NGOs because their funding sources and all are not correct. Some are getting from like some other terrorist related countries or enemy nations of India. So that funding related problems and many are getting shut down. So that kind of thing is being discussed here. Okay, so this we'll discuss in detail. Okay, and then here if you see, this is again international relation GS2 article. It's not concerning India directly, but USA and China, both are targeting the ASEAN region or the Southeast Asian region. Okay, where the 10 countries are there. So there both are competing, like who will be getting more places, who will be getting more investment opportunity. So that kind of thing is going on. So that war related problem, okay, that trade war, that we have to discuss here. Okay, so it's our GS2. Now again, if you see this side, okay, this is actually related to Kerala, where we have this article. Usually we don't discuss because it will be a state specific one, but it's a good move that they are doing. The Kerala state, they have good human resources, good people going outside and working and all those things. The human resources are excellent, but they themselves don't have proper agriculture, proper industry and investments also. You would have heard many companies are not getting opportunities there and they are going outside. Okay, like Telangana is inviting their entrepreneurs, UP is inviting their entrepreneurs, and they are all setting up their companies and showrooms and all there, okay, outside Kerala. So now the Kerala government has decided that 2022 will be the year for entrepreneurs, and the government's target is to help establish 1 lakh new MSMEs by the end of the year, meaning a industry pro kind of governance they are going to do. So that's a very good move. Okay, so hopefully it will turn out, and by next year some good results will come out. Okay, hopefully new companies or something will come. Now here this box, if you see, it is good news from Gauteng. Okay, Gauteng is actually a province or district you can call in South Africa. Okay, so that is where the Omicron cases was at the peak, and people were like reporting like back to back lakhs of cases were coming. So now what happened is they have noticed that Omicron is not as deadly as the Delta, and it is not killing people. It is coming like a mild flu or infection, and within 7 days, 10 days, people are coming out of it, and people are not dying. Okay, so it's a good sign, and the number of cases also have drastically gone down in this week. So they are hoping that Omicron will be like a sudden spike will be there wherever it comes, and it will go down also quickly, and people are not dying if taken proper precautions and staying inside. Okay, and if you are double vaccinated, so that's a good news for us. Okay, so that is about this box. Now above, if you see, the next one, the eligible denied benefits. Okay, this actually, in central level we have something called PM Kisan scheme. Okay, so PM Kisan scheme is where I think 6,000 rupees is given like three installments, like 2,000 to the farmers. Same like that, the Andhra Pradesh government also have their own local scheme with the same thing. Okay, but they are giving some 13,000 rupees something to the farmers. So some farmers are not getting their benefits. Okay, so about that, like why is it happening? Some NGO or someone has done an investigation. So about that, so that also we will quickly see. Okay, so these three green color ones are the important articles to discuss today. And this last one, if you see, is of no use to exams. Is actually some person has written a book, okay, about Gandhi's assassin, so that Nathuram Godse and all his stories and all. So it's about RSS and what happened that day, after that night after he killed him. So philosophical kind of article which is of no use for any exam. Okay, just for political reasons they are writing this. So if you want, you can go through this for your interest, but exam sake not required. So we will discuss this three green color article, and that is the agenda for today. Okay. So whoever is new to this channel, as I told, we are trying to create rank holders. Okay, so first step is to clear the prelims, because many people look for the long run and keep doing mains articles, main citing and all, but the prelims things they miss out. Okay, that means the daily current affairs you're missing out, and daily current affairs we are already doing as part of our free coaching initiative, again in our Vysh IAS channel through Editorial, which where this big team is working, and also in Vysh courses channel, where we have daily videos. Okay, these are all like less than 10-minute video, which is 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes. If you cannot spend this much time for your own preparation, you will later regret it. Okay, because every time when prelims exam gets over, we show you video proof where the direct question could have been answered from our videos. Okay, so please see to it that you see all these things, because it will just take less than 10 minutes of your time per day. Okay, and it's there in English also, and in Hindi also. We have started a new playlist. You can go to this playlist section here and see that like both current affair in English and current affair in Hindi, both are there. Okay, so in Hindi also new articles are being published. So please see to it that you are supporting this channel also. Please hit the subscribe button for Vysh courses as well. And subjects, everything almost needed for your UPSC is being covered in order, and what is not needed will not be covered. Okay, because some students come and ask like, please do polity 6 standard NCRT. Okay, polity 6 standard NCRT, nothing is going to come from there in your exam. But some students don't understand that, and they think like because their coaching institute told them to do NCRT 6 to 12, it is very important. So before you come and argue with us in our WhatsApp or in our comment section and all, please understand you may be lacking the foundation. So for foundation video, you simply have to WhatsApp me, and I'll give you at least 20 to 25 videos which are completely free. Okay, that will I think take 2 days, 3 days to watch it. So don't, because it happens like we give out the videos and immediately after half an hour people come and tell, okay sir, I'm done with the foundational video, now give me free lectures. Okay, because this tendency, okay, this coaching institute has created a false impression that you have to watch a lot of video lectures, you don't need any foundation. It's a completely wrong approach. Please don't fall for that. If you are not strong with your syllabus part, the previous year paper part, what to study, what are the sources, how to write notes, how to read the economic survey, if you don't know those things, then how much ever lectures you watch, how much ever editorial you watch, you are not going to pass this exam. Okay, this is not demotivating you, it is guiding you the right way. Okay, because we have always been honest to you whenever it comes to preparation. We never force you to buy anything which is a paid course. We only tell you please watch our free lectures, and if you think you are a very serious aspirant and need test series, you can contact us in WhatsApp, which is the only paid thing which we provide. Remaining entire thing is free. Okay, so please see to it that you are taking our words seriously. Okay, so now we'll go to today's articles. So the first one, NGO funding. Okay, as I told. Okay, so December 31, now the New Year Eve. That day, what happened is usually the NGOs whose applications are pending or whose term is getting expired, their extensions all will be decided. Okay, every 2 months, every 3 months. I don't know the term properly, but they keep extending it based on like some documents will be verified and will be extended. So whatever was expiring on September 29 or something was going on getting extended, and now till March 31, 2022 also it is extended. But problem here is usually this thing used to be a routine activity, meaning because they're already doing a lot of social activities, the NGOs, the civil society and all. But now a lot of scrutiny, a lot of verification, a lot of things are being asked to them, and a lot of explanations they have to give, like what all they did in this year, where is the fund coming from, where is the fund going, what are the activities. So sometimes these things are not measurable. Okay, so these people are finding it difficult now, the NGO and CSOs. CSO means civil society organization. Okay, so that is why this information and this annual declaration, all these have increased significantly and they're finding it difficult. Okay, that is the overall agenda. So we'll see some detailing. Like there is now a mandatory opening of bank account, okay, by these people for foreign contributions, and that has to be in one particular branch of the State Bank of India. Okay, that is mandated now. Then there is this linking of PAN card, Aadhaar card, and mapping it with bank accounts of individual board members also. Okay, meaning whether the fund is going only to the organizations or whether board members are getting something. It's all happening good only, but suddenly when it happened in overall entire India and everything made very strictly, people are some institutions are not finding it easy to handle, and they are getting, like, the applications are getting rejected also based on the source from which they are getting the fund. Okay, or maybe they are not revealing the source from where they are getting the fund. Okay, and also long back itself we already had this FCRA, Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. We also had this FEMA also, which is now not there, I think. So under these the registrations were mandated, and through that also many NGOs used to get this thing, okay, get rejected when it's not properly registered. Okay, and now recently what happened is, you would have heard like this Mother Teresa's related institutions are there, the missionaries of charity. There a lot of things got cancelled. Okay, the permission to get the fund from FCRA got cancelled because of their data was not sufficient or not satisfactory for the government. Okay, so in the Ministry of Home Affairs website also you can see all the statistics, like how much is coming, how much is getting rejected. So if you see 20,000 something permissions were cancelled, okay, from 2011 onwards, and only 89 has been cancelled on request. The rest has been cancelled on violation, meaning it's like something has been violated. That is the reason majority of them have been cancelled, and most of them have been cancelled after 2014. That is after this government has come in, and most of them, the highest is I think in 2015 year. Okay, and if you see some data, if you see it's not complete. If you see there are many which are what to say, getting rejected. The application itself is getting rejected. Those data is not available on the website. That is what the author is telling. Okay, and around 33,000 organizations have either lost their permission or it has expired. Okay, now again, if you see, there has been a pattern to this organized attack on civil society organization, according to the author. Okay, so past also, as I told, FCRA amendment used to come. So because of that, many organizations used to lose it. Then there are other amendments which is restricting the proportion of expenses. Like you can spend only this much in that sector, you can spend only this much in this area, or this much in a year. So that kind of amendment used to come. So amendments used to always happen, and now the increasing level of surveillance type of data is also there. You have to pinpoint and show all the data of every single rupee coming in and coming out, and who is the beneficiary. So it's again becoming a little data collection kind of thing. So this is the order in which the pattern is going on. Okay, now in two fronts it is happening. Okay, two fronts. One front is like there is a threat to sovereignty, meaning the funding is coming from an enemy nation, or there is a money laundering involved, or there is violation of any law, or the organization is like not using the fund properly to the correct beneficiaries. Such things can happen. Okay, so if that is the case, it is a good thing, but it's a worrying thing that these organizations survived all these years. How come these kind of organizations who were doing wrong things were surviving all these years? That is one thing. Okay, so the first step. Now second one, if you see, is because of it can be xenophobic considerations, meaning like the government is intolerant towards some bodies which are questioning them, or which are raising some allegations against the government. So maybe because of that government's own personal thing, maybe they are doing. So that is also a very alarming situation, and it should not happen. Okay, because then these these bodies will be shut down. Then many beneficiaries who are getting things will stop getting the benefits. Okay, so these are the two ways in which it can be seen. Okay, one is the sovereignty thing, and one is the intolerance of the government. Okay, the reasons why which they are being scrutinized. Now actually why we need these organizations, because they are the ones who work without any proper this thing, meaning unreasonable agenda. They are caring for the people, they are distributing food packets, they are, whenever a crisis comes, they are there in the forefront. Collectors are using them to reach more people at the ground level, so they are always needed. Okay, so this unreasonable falls in three large verticals. Okay, they're working. These are very, very good points. Like exactly like this, you can write in your exam. Okay, like NGOs working and why NGOs important. Okay, the question will come like this itself: why we need civil society organization? Then you have to write all this. Okay, the first is that the greater efficiency, delivery, and accountability from the state. Okay, they ask for it. Okay, from the state they ask for all these things. So whether it is any kind of thing, compensation, land acquisition, any problem is there, they're giving example also, Mazdoor, Kisan Shakti, Sangathan and all. So they brought in, like they for decades they fought for things, and they even brought in the Right to Information Act kind of thing and all. This yesterday also we discussed. So these kind of things they bring in, they demand the answers from the state, they make the states accountable. Okay, so that is the first reason we need the NGOs or civil society. Next is the correcting the extractive nature of market. Okay, meaning when a new industry comes or a new factory sets up and all, these people will be there who will fight for human rights or environment rights, environment accountability. All these things are asked, and so for generation to generation, next level of people also will be needing this kind of bodies. Okay, who will be questioning the industries and then asking for corrective actions. Okay, That is the second one. Third one is, if you see, many of the things are beyond the capability of the state. Everything state cannot do. They may not have the fund. They may not be able to reach the people. So there are many bodies. They're saying again some in something in Karnataka where they're distributing clothing for work done by someone. So these kind of bodies which do things or innovative ideas which maybe government has not thought about it. Government has not even thought about that particular section of the people or that village or that gram sabha. So there, these NGOs are the ones who is solving the problems. Okay, so they are needed for innovative problem solving skills also. So these are the three important verticals in which NGOs are important to you, and this has to be in your answer whenever UPSC asks it. Okay. Now, why foreign funding? Okay, because when you see most of the works and all, maybe it will cross international level also. Like if you see Doctors Without Borders, Reporters Without Borders are international in nature. So the funding also may be coming from various places. It's not like an Indian person alone will fund it. Okay, then there is this Jaipur Foot and all, which is Bhagwan Mahavir Viklang Sahitya Samiti. So there also for years they have been providing this. Okay, this Jaipur Foot and all. Then there is Missionary of Charity, which is Mother Teresa thing, humanitarian work. So many things are happening. So you cannot put a proper price tag on it, like how much expenses will come, how much beneficiaries will be there. It will be like random, maybe distributing things, distributing food packets. So everything cannot be numbered all the time. Okay, so that is why the expense will go beyond limit. So funding from wherever they get, they will be getting it. Okay, they will not see whether what is the background of that body or who is funding them. They'll keep getting funds. So that is also there. That is the reason foreign funding is essential. Okay. Now again, if you see in general, okay, past governments, they have been tolerant of all development and cultural causes. They have put three things. Okay, first is development and cultural causes. They were always tolerant. Then there will be a little bit cautious, where he means cautious and tolerant if it's a right based cause. Okay, rights based cause. Now they will be suspicious if the organization is working from for human rights or environmental cause. Okay, so these are the 4-5 types: developmental and cultural cause, rights based cause, human rights and environmental cause. Okay, so everything the government used to see in a different way. Okay, so this is what the civil society organization were always used to like fighting for. The human rights and environmental, always the government will be suspicious, always not allowing to work properly. So they had to fight for it. But now this is the past regime they're telling, past government. Now the present government, as I told, they are not discriminating anything, like they are not separating anything. They are seeing all the things as same. Okay, whether it's human rights or whether it's environment rights or right based or development right, everything is being seen as the same way, and everything are being scrutinized. Everybody has to file the annual returns. Everybody has to show the numbers. Okay, so now the author is telling there's need to be a proper study. Okay, like whether this much thing is required, this much because everything cannot be captured, the data cannot capture everything. So whether this is needed. And also the government sometimes is like having duality, meaning they are telling on one side that we should welcome foreign investment, we should start up companies, we should bring in foreign fund, foreign vehicles, everything. We are telling all these things, but when it comes to funding for NGOs and this thing, they are telling foreign is not allowed. Okay, so it's a duality. And also what is foreign, there is not a proper definition also when it comes to the political funding, electoral bonds and all these things. Only when it comes to NGO, this foreign and non-foreign thing is being told. Okay, this line is very interesting. Its appetite to collect data is matched only by its reluctance to share data. Okay, because when it's come to electoral bonds and all these things, they are not sharing any proper data. But on the other hand, they're collecting a lot of data. Okay, so that can be kind of a matched kind of situation. How much ever they are not sharing data, that means itself they're collecting data also. Okay, so the only hope now is for these NGOs and these things people are that the corporate social responsibility, that is a company funding, should increase, or funding from Indian philanthropist. Okay, the one who is doing charity and all, they should increase. Okay, only that is the hope for NGOs if the foreign funding is completely stopped. And the author also made a cartoon kind of thing telling like one nation, one NGO regime. That is where we are moving towards. Okay, because it's not like everybody has different capabilities and different things. Everything is now government controlled. Everything is government deciding which NGO will run. So it's kind of a one nation, one NGO. Okay, it's like kind of sarcastically he has told that. Okay, so this is the overall article about NGO funding. Now USA versus China in the ASEAN region. Okay, so what happened is the United Nations secretary, okay, the person, he has under Joe Biden's government, he has visited. Okay, he's visiting different places. If you see, visited Indonesia, Malaysia, and even Thailand was an agenda, but because of some COVID case in one of his team member, he couldn't visit properly. Okay, he just landed there and talked something and told like we will visit later. So something like he's visiting. Okay, at least he is going towards every country, and they are trying to establish the formal friendship relationships. Okay, so this person, whoever visited, he laid out 5 core principles shaping the American strategy of a free and open Indo-Pacific. Okay, and I also told that America's Indo-Pacific policy is not just aimed at deterring Chinese aggressiveness and rise. Okay, they are not telling that just because China is coming, we are also coming. We always wanted friendship with you, and we always wanted to. And he has told very positive things which may find like they will find it pleasing. Okay, like if you see, they are presenting US as a reliable partner in meeting the challenges which they have. Okay, the funding, the infrastructure, all these things. And Southeast Asians are averse to choosing or taking sides in the US China competition. They can, that person already knows, like they are in confusion, like whether to go China side or USA side. So he has told like big lines, like individual countries will be able to choose their own path and their own partners. Okay, it is not a contest between US centric region or China centric region, as the Indo-Pacific is its own region. Okay, so he's trying to tell good lines like this so that they feel to go and join USA side. Okay, like it's like your region. It's not like a US region or it's a China region. It's your own region, and you have your individual choice to join whichever partners you want. Okay, and China's threat is always there. Okay, China's threat is real. There, if you see, it's written here. There is so much concern from Northeast Asia, that is China's area, to Southeast Asia, and from Mekong River, which is again in the Chinese area, to the Pacific Islands. Okay, Beijing's aggressive actions, claiming open seas there as their own, distorting open market through subsidies to its state-run companies, denying the exports or revoking deals for countries whose policies it does not agree with, engaging in illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing activities. So this is an excellent summary of all the things. This one line alone, if you write it whenever China's problem come, okay, like China is interfering in other countries, their maritime policies, this excellent line you can quote. Almost everything is covered in one line. Okay, so examiner will feel like giving you more marks because you have covered everything in a small summary paragraph. Okay, now the competition between the USA and China in the Indo-Pacific is in full swing, and this competition is here to stay. Okay, for a long time now, because earlier we know US Russia used to be there. Okay, then it became USA alone. Now then USA China. So like this, always this bipolar world kind of war is always going to happen. Okay, and both the countries are trying to give lot of offers and lot of funding into Asian region so that they come to their side. Okay, so how they are doing? China with its grand economic infrastructure investment deal. Okay, like they are building ports, railways, and many things they are constructing. Okay, and they are giving lot of soft loans, and that's how they are getting all the countries. Okay, including Pakistan and all. They are like becoming like in the debt trap kind of thing. And USA, what is doing? USA is doing high profile official visit. Okay, their biggest persons, the president, the secretary, they are going and visiting each country. Okay, in the Asian region, and that is how they build their trust in the region. Okay, so they have this Build Back Better World initiative, and there's something called Blue Dot Network. So this is your homework, because I have already told it in my earlier November editorials. What is Build Back Better World initiative, and what is Blue Dot Network? Okay, it's a US thing. So what is it that they are doing through this? US is trying to do through this. Okay, now in Southeast Asia, the US-China competition is most visible in two areas. Okay, one is in the South China Sea, where it's always debated, and second is investment in fulfilling the infrastructure development need. Okay, one is infrastructure and one is the South China Sea. Okay, that is the two problems. Now US has continued its freedom of navigation operations. Okay, they will have the maritime exercises and meeting people, the navy, all these things are there in the disputed waters of South China Sea, which China won't like it, obviously. And this China keeps creating islands and all. This international water, how it works. Whenever you have a land, from there this much nautical miles, okay, that number you go and find out that this much particular nautical miles is under their control or their region, meaning they can do anything there. Okay, underwater mining, underwater fishing, anything they can do there. So what China does is they create artificial islands. Okay, they have machines for that, and they create artificial islands literally in the water, which is disputed water, and tell like, okay, now around this all the area is mine. Okay, so like that they are going on doing unlawful things even without listening to any international bodies and all. So that is always there. So USA is trying to go and participate there in different exercises and try to prove them wrong, try to prove China wrong, that it is not your region, it is international waters. Okay, it's not claimed by anyone. Okay, and Beijing's this aggressive actions. Okay, it's always threatening the trade over there. Nearly $3 trillion worth of commerce every year is affected because of Beijing's aggressiveness. Okay, and international ruling was there. Okay, the Court of Justice and all these people have told in 2016 that China don't have right there, but China rejected that. Okay, China, they rejected the Chinese 9-dash line. Okay, 9-dash line, you should know what it is. Simply Google 9-dash line, you will get the map. Okay, there is a region where they are building artificial islands and they are claiming it as their own region. Okay, so there the international ruling came that it doesn't belong to them, but China rejected their ruling. Okay, so USA is also supporting the international rule. India also supports the international rule. So everybody is trying to now make China go back. Okay, now when it comes to investment also, if you see, many countries are dependent on China already. Okay, Cambodia is there, Laos is there. Here if you see, Vietnam is there. All these places, Indonesia, there is port connectivity, railway connectivity, lot of infrastructure is being brought in. So that is the reason, even when a meeting of ASEAN happens, okay, 10 countries of ASEAN, tell me in comment section which are the 10 countries. 4 or 5 I mentioned here itself. So ASEAN unity is never there because they are leaning towards China. Okay, So that problem has always remained. US now remains committed to help close the gap on infrastructure, meaning that US is telling we will also provide funding. We already have meetings with Quad and all. Quad is Australia, India, Japan, USA. We have pushed about $48 billion in government-backed financing for infrastructure in that region. Okay, in Southeast Asian region, we will be also doing infrastructure for you, so you don't have to fully depend on China for that. Okay, and the infrastructure coordination group. Okay, this is the infrastructure coordination group. UPSC can ask you. It is launched by the Quad members itself. Okay, for the same thing, for the funding and infrastructure needs for the Southeast Asian region. Okay. Now again, if you see, as I told, please find out what is Build Back Better World Initiative and Blue Dot Network, because USA is promising that and is trying to move towards that direction. Okay, so they are trying to showcase comprehensive economic framework in the Indo-Pacific, focusing on trade and digital economy, technology, resilient supply chains, decarbonization and clean energy infrastructure, work standards, and other areas of shared interest. So same like China, I showed you a summary paragraph. This is a USA summary paragraph. Okay, these are the ones which should be mandatorily there in your answer. Then you can elaborate based on for how much marks UPSC is asking. If it's a 5 marker, only this much. If it's a 10 marker, elaborate. 15 marker, even bigger. Okay, like that you have to expand the answer. Okay. So again, there is two things: USA's vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific, and then Asians' outlook on Indo-Pacific. So USA is telling we should find an alignment between both the things. Okay, but problem, as I told, Asian countries never had a uniform approach. Okay, they are halfway like leaning towards USA, halfway leaning towards China. So that unity is missing in the Asian region. Okay, and external players, how much ever they do, they can do this funding and all these things, but they have a limited role in ensuring that the unity within ASEAN is restored. Okay, they cannot solve that problem. They themselves in their meeting has to come to a consensus, and they have to be united. Okay, now USA have told all these things, have made all these promises, but if they have to actually prove it to them, okay, then they need to make operational quickly. Okay, if Washington is to show that it is indeed serious about sustained commitment towards Indo-Pacific, so whatever they promise, they have to start doing it also. Only then Asian countries will feel like trusting USA. That is how the author has entered this article. Now the last one, farmer scheme, as I told, okay, in Andhra. So this one particular person from this PVTG. Okay, this also tell me in comment section how many PVTG groups are there in India. This was a 2020 UPSC prelims question. Okay, there was a statement like PVTG, particularly vulnerable tribal group. How many of them are there in India? Okay, tell me in comment section. So in Andhra Pradesh, this person is not getting. He's asking why he doesn't receive this Ritu Bharosa benefits like his fellow members. Okay, there's a scheme in Andhra that he is not getting the benefit. Okay, so that scheme is like the government provides 13,500 per agricultural year over 3 installment as financial assistance to farmers during a crop season. The same thing we have PM Kisan scheme also, where 6,000 rupees union government is giving. Okay, so this one, I think in West Bengal also they have their own scheme, the same kind of thing. I've tried to find out the name of that scheme. So now what happened is many of the people are not getting the benefits. Okay, they're not getting the money. Okay, so he went and met all the people, the village volunteers, the functionaries, the Gram Sabha, whoever he could meet, bank staff. He met everyone, but he did not get any answer. Okay, his name was removed from the list of beneficiaries. So now this some NGO people are investigating this phenomenon, and they found out that October 2021, when the second installment was given, his name was missed. Next will be in January 2022. Now that also his name will be not there, and he will not get it. So multiple right to information request was done, and also the struggles which farmers face in getting this thing, like what all documents they have to give, all these things were studied very well. And then they found out that in May 2021, nearly 1.09 lakh farmers were identified as beneficiaries. Okay, but from that, most of them got it, but 5,000 some people, 5,600 farmers, payments were rejected, and they are telling technical reasons. Okay, due to technical reasons, and this technical thing all is handled by the NPCI. Okay, so NPCI software mapping failure was there, meaning the beneficiary's name and the eligibility criteria, maybe the mapping was not correct, and some of the names, around 5,000 names, are not there in the list. Okay, around 5,029 are fully unresolved. Okay, there is no step forward like what will be done, and their October 2021 transfers rejected. So overall, collectively, around 4.61 crore in 2 installments were not given. Okay, overall to all farmers, and in the next installment will be given in the January. There also around 40 lakh rupees is like assumed that these many farmers will be losing it. Okay, now if you see such experiences in central government also, they have faced. Union government's PM Kisan scheme has also faced similar issues. Okay, installments are but paid as soon as the farmer resolve the issue, unlike in the Ritu Bharosa. Okay, so central level it quickly gets resolved, that is what the data is telling, but in the state level it is not getting solved. Okay, so one agricultural year is given to fix such issues. Okay, but now when the installment gaps is also very less, 4 months, 6 months and all, so by that time they are not able to solve it, and so the people are automatically getting removed by the system. It is rejected by the system and their names are coming out of the beneficiary list. Okay, and people, they have limited access to banking infrastructure, mobile and road connectivity, and tribal farmers especially, they find it difficult to resolve bank rejections on their own. They cannot understand most of the technical things because, as I told, they are the most vulnerable groups in the country, so they will not understand all these things. They will not understand the language or the writing. So that is why one reason. Okay, then there is also a lack of understanding of the settlement procedure. Okay, they are not able to deal properly with the functionaries or the bank employees. Then also, if you see, there is no written rules. The union government or the state government has not published any written rules for what to do whenever a bank rejection happens. Okay, without rules, then how will they do? There is nothing written on paper. Then the decision to remove the names of farmers from beneficiary list appears to be taken at the state level, and that is also wrong, because whenever a scheme is there, you should remember something called the PESA, Panchayat Extension to Scheduled Area Act. In Polity Lakshmikant textbook is given. What is there written in that? Every Gram Sabha shall be responsible for the identification or selection of persons as beneficiary under the poverty elevation other program. So whenever such schemes are there, it is the duty of Gram Sabha to decide or remove or insert any person's name in the beneficiary list. Then how can state level they decide? That is also one problem. Okay. Now, Andhra Pradesh government, if you see, they have done excellently well in other things. Like there is a old age pension thing where they're giving pensions to everyone. That is working brilliantly well, even after there are many other problems of Aadhaar mapping and other many problems are there. But that is being paid correctly. So Andhra Pradesh government is to follow its own success model for the farmers also. Okay, whatever technical method, the methods in technical department they are doing, same thing they should follow for Ritu Bharosa also, and they should provide it to people. Okay, or the farmers should be given some other choice, like how to get their entitlements. If the technical things they are not understanding, how they'll get the funding, that also the government should take care. Okay, now no accountability is assumed by any agency, and nobody is willing to solve these issues. Okay, whoever ward secretaries or gram secretaries, everybody are telling there are problems, technical issues, but they are not doing anything. So they should all be willing to accept responsibility in ensuring that these entitlements reach farmers on time. Okay, if you see, now we told the problems first, and in this slide we are telling solutions. This is exactly how your answer also should be. Okay, I'm telling you for your main answers, because many people tell only the problems or only the criticism, and such articles in Hindu comes every day. Yesterday also it came. That articles you should never bother about. Okay, you should only read articles where problems are there and solutions are also given. Okay, the state should immediately resolve bank rejections. Okay, and now government is now preparing to retry payments for all affected farmers, and farmers like this person who is affected will be excluded unless the process gaps and complexities involved in the resolution of bank rejections are acknowledged. Okay, unless the government involves, this will not be solved. So this is the 3 articles for today. Please check out all the free classes in this channel, Vysh IAS, and also Vysh courses. And please WhatsApp me if you are new to this channel. Hit subscribe, because without your subscription, we will not be able to grow and we will not be able to provide you free lectures like this. Okay, so please contact us immediately, and I hope you have subscribed, and also leave a like and comment today now itself under every video you watch. So I'll come with the next episode. Thank you and have a nice day.